Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my Let's Forge Dead Silence series, Dead Silence being the name of the map. And in this video I will be forging the first holdout location of this holdout infection map. It will be playing with the hive mind game type, in case I wasn't able to mention that in the first video. Anyway, I managed to take some of your guys' feedback and try to implement it in this video, because most of you mentioned that I didn't really forge much in the first episode. I think I only made that one bridge and then that was it. So in this one I'm forging the entire first holdout location, so hopefully that's enough. Once again, if you guys have any more suggestions or any more feedback, just leave it in the comments so I can look into it. And in this video I'm not using 2 times speed, I'm actually using 3.5. I tried a whole bunch of different types of video speeds and I eventually landed on 3.5. I tried 3, it felt pretty good, but I figured maybe I could make it, faster, because if I can, why not? I tried it at 4, it felt too fast, felt nauseous after just watching the video for a couple of minutes. So I tried 3.5 and it was fast, but not as fast as 4 times speed. So if you guys think that I should make it slower or faster, I don't think you guys would think that though, because this is already pretty fast, just let me know in the comments as usual. Anyway, I should start talking about the map here. I'm just making the walls of the map. I made this little lip in the wall to act as a spawning area for the zombies. And one problem that I kind of ran into while making this first holdout location is that I realized it's kind of hard to make a space-themed map in H2A, because a lot of the pieces that I use usually are blocks, and blocks are made out of concrete. So I realized I'm gonna have to use a lot of metal textures, which explains the platform pieces that I'm using, because they do have a metal outline. As much as possible I'm gonna try and avoid using blocks, and the ones that I do place down on the map are most likely just going to be placeholders until I can find a metallic piece, or just a piece with a different texture that's more space themed, like if it's better for space themed maps. And other than just using metallic textures, I also realized that I should reveal the space palette of Nebula. I should show the players that they are in space, which is why I will be placing down as many windows as I can. Now, if some of you are wondering why, like in this video, you're seeing that I know exactly what pieces to place immediately, because usually I just fiddle about and just mingle with the map's small detail and just fine-tune those small details, and it takes forever. That's the normal way I forge. What you're seeing in the video now actually is kind of rehearsed, I'm not gonna lie, because if I record myself just forging regularly, it will take forever to make just one area, because I'm just a really slow forger. Like, if I didn't rehearse this, or if I didn't plan out the map in advance, I'll only probably be able to make a small portion of the map, and it would take just as much time. And what I actually did for this first holdout location is I did it first before recording it. So I did everything and then took a bunch of pictures with my capture card and then deleted all that I placed down and then just reforged it again while recording. And I mean, it's not really that much of a hassle, because it wasn't that complicated to redo what I placed down, and it kind of helps out the video a little bit, because I'll be able to make more of the map and you guys are gonna see that progress in a very timely manner. Like in the first video, if you guys still remember the first video, it took, I think, more than how long this video is. I think this video is only gonna be like 9 minutes. The first Let's Forge was 10 minutes, and that entire 10 minutes was spent on the bridge, the very small bridge, and it just goes to show how slow I am at forging. Now I'm just making this neat idea I have for one of the walls of the map. I'm gonna be using these brace tunnels. I'll be using 2 of them actually, just to fill up a small portion. It's kind of wasteful, but until I actually see some frames drop in the actual game, I will just be using them, because I have an idea to make them look more space themed, because like I said earlier, I can't use blocks. I have to use as many metal textures as I want and just make the map look as spacey as I can. Spacey, is that even a word? Well, yeah, it is a word, but using it wrong, whatever, I don't know how to English. If you're wondering why I have this light here, I'm not really gonna be keeping it in the map. I'm just using it as a light basically while I'm forging, because as most of you may know, Nebula is pretty dark, so I am using the light to kind of, you know, light my way, to guide me while I'm forging, just make it easier for me to see while I'm forging. I suggest you guys do that actually if you're planning on forging a map in Nebula. Here I am creating the room that will link to the first holdout location, and this room will basically lead to a different holdout location, so it's kind of a nice path. I might put a weapon there because it is pretty dangerous, because there are a lot of lips that zombies can hide in. Well, you know, at least I'm planning to have it have a lot of corners, and it will also be very close quarters, so yeah, it will definitely be useful for the infected and risky for the humans. Here I'm using trims and glass as the door. I'm trying to make it look like a sliding door, just to make it, once again, just add more to the space theme, because it's hard enough with all the concrete. Now, as you can see, I am using the infection shields and pushing them into the brace tunnel walls I got to create this nice little effect where the light looks like it's coming from the wall, because of the way the brace tunnels are textured, or not textured, but you know, the way they are, and the way the infection shields just merges in there and creates a nice little glow. It looks really, really cool. I'm gonna be honest and say that I've never seen this done before in Halo 2 Anniversary maps. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who's already done this, but me personally, I haven't seen them before, so just let me have my moment, because I personally felt really good about myself when I came up with that aesthetic, as I've never seen it before. You know, I don't want to see anything in the comments where you're like, "Oh, Zanny, I actually did this first in one of my maps. I did it like when Halo 2 Anniversary first got released. Oh, this is so old. Get with the times, Jesus." Okay, I don't want to see none of that. Just let me have my moment. Anyway, on with the map. As you may have seen, I created the long ass ramp that leads all the way up to the first holdout location that I was initially forging, and the reason why this ramp is this long is because I want it to be risky, because the way I imagine the holdout location playing out is that players will definitely be holding out in there. I think I might make it the best holdout location in the map, like the most viable. I mean, I'm gonna make others of course, but I want this to be the most powerful, which is why this ramp is this long, and once you commit in going up the ramp, there's no going back, because it is a long trek. But I already have a plan on how the infected will bypass that. If they don't want to take the risky ramp, they can circle around and jump onto the room that I was making that links to the first holdout location, or they can take an alternate route that allows them to jump onto the destroyed bridge that I made in the first Let's Forge episode, which is the one I was walking there briefly. So yeah, they can take a jump there or into the separate room. So there are 3 approaches into that holdout location that I was making. I'm still debating on whether or not to put a turret anywhere in that first holdout location. Maybe it can shoot down the ramp. Who knows? I'm still gonna have to play a couple of games on the map's first beta before I make any decisions, because I realized through Boarding Pass, one of my infection maps, that a well-placed turret can really change the way your map plays. Like in that map, if you guys don't know about it, there was an area that barely got touched, but the moment I put a turret in a very good spot that looks over a big part of the map, it instantly got a lot of attention. Like, a lot of players were suddenly holding it out in that previously unused location, and it really improved gameplay a lot too. So yeah, that might be something I'll be doing here in Dead Silence, which is putting a turret in a very strong place. Now I am just making some quick changes to the other side of the bridge here. Once again, it's destroyed, so I'm adding that little bridge that kind of overhangs. I might be having some floating crates anywhere just to reinforce the zero gravity theme a little bit more. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this Let's Forge. If you guys enjoyed the video, just leave it a like or a comment. And if you guys have another suggestion on what I can change regarding the series, just once again leave it in the comments below. So yeah, that is all my time, guys. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.